Good evening and welcome back to Football Manager 2024. We're back with another episode in the London Green save. And, well, it's not been the worst start to the season. You can see we're in second place down there on the league table. In fact, let's take a proper look at that. We're not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. We've only played 5 games. We've only lost 1, which is pretty good. But since that first win, you know, if we look at the schedule, we actually won 3 in a row. Since the first 2 wins, the performances have kind of slipped a little bit. Not been as I don't know. Do I want to say dynamic? I don't know. Just not as good, basically. So we're going to try and fix that up here today. And part of that is going to be, I think, kind of rotating the team around a little bit and seeing what we can do with that. So, Sunderman, when you play as a cam, you want to be a playmaker, and we've got you set to that, but it's not really doing much for us. So I think it might be an idea to swap someone in who, you know, is an out-and-out cam. We're going to go with McNally. No. What about Meek? Meek has a little bit of a better idea of what he wants to do. Advanced playmaker. Shoot less off. Oh, I don't know. I don't really know. Do we want to maybe drag one of our strikers back and play them as more of a cam? That's an option. I'm not really sure. But what we're going to do is we are going to try out a different player in at cam, and then what we'll do is we'll have Sunderman and Crosby as, and Lawford as well, of course. Oh, I don't know. There's a few decisions to be made because you can only have 5 subs, so it is quite difficult to cover all the bases. Odekoya shouldn't really be on the right wing, but that's because Harry Crane is currently not fit. There is a little bit, we do have to do a little bit of scouting, a little bit of kind of improving the squad, because we have lost a couple of players, and I am constantly in fear that we're going to lose more, which could happen because of the change in, well, basically the club's change. Okay, so we're going to do a little click on players interested in joining the club. And then what we'll do is we're going to work on the right mid position first. Going to focus on probably pace, I want to say. And there's a player with 13 pace. Okay. Supposedly, Stefano Spinelli looks like has a good bit of pace, 5'9". Okay, well, take of the career stats. Wembley. Southern Counties. That looks. I think Southern Counties is a slightly higher. It is slightly higher than where we are at now. Combined counties, county leagues. Wow. So yeah, they are a little bit higher than where we are. That's a lot of going loaned out from Wembley, so maybe this club, maybe Wembley don't really look. An interesting one. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to offer Spinelli a 4-week trial, which I think isn't the worst idea. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want to try and see what their actual stats are before we actually go to sign them, you know. So do the same thing for Robert Lewis, and that will be 2 right wingers we've had a look for. Now let's swap things over to the left wing. Same situation really, except it looks like there's more here with even more pace. 14, Glenn Matthews, 17-year-old. Again, same again. We're just going to offer these trials out. Some players, potentially all of them, are like, nope, we don't want to go on trial. We're not bothered. In which case, I'll have to kind of work on a different strategy to get these players involved. But look at that. There's a lot there. Okay, there's Spinelli again. There's Glenn Matthews. There's Papa Costas, Harry Kelly, Stephen Gold, James Birmingham, and Shane Fevrier, of which we know a little bit about, actually. See that? We've got a little bit of information. Agility, acceleration's pretty good. How is dribbling? Dribbling's at 1. Yeah, I don't think we can go for that. In fact, this guy's a striker anyway. We're trying to look at left mids in particular. We do it by position. Harry Kelly and Papa Costas. We've actually got Glenn Matthews, actually another right winger, so that's not entirely useful. So we'll go for Harry Kelly and Sakis Papakostas. Offer trial, 4 weeks. Okay, done. Now, where else in the squad are we a little bit lacking? We've gone for a winger. We've gone for a right winger. Maybe a little bit more backup at cam. And probably a little bit more backup in the wing back positions as well. So back to the scouting, back to the players. Back to, let's look at left backs. And let's look at, rather than... Ooh. Physical, I think I'm going to go with tackling. Actually, I'm not. What am I going to go with? What attribute is we going to really worry about with our left backs? We want good tacklers, but we also want AC players. That's probably a go-to as well. Okay, so those are the conditions we're going to look at, and it's actually quite a few. That's very interesting. Okay, so James Birmingham, we're going to offer a trial. Again, whether or not this works is completely something else. Henry Wilder, left back, which is nice. And then if you look above that, we've actually got 2 right backs, which is perfect. Connor Fellan, or Falan, maybe, I'm not quite sure. And Perez Gumau, maybe, I'm not sure. Again, we'll just call him Perez because I don't want to absolutely butcher some of these names. And that's two wing backs. Supposedly it says interested in the transfer. Okay, now let's look at DMs. Not really so much worrying about pace. We're going to worry more about... Is there an interceptions in there? Is there an interceptions? Physical... Probably strength would be a big one, actually. We'll lower that down a little bit. And there we go. There are some players. The highest we're going to get is 10. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with another attribute. Try and kind of thin that market a little bit. Let's look at passing. Passing could be useful as well. And there's only one. Alex Tuckey. DM. Offer a trial. 4 weeks. And hopefully the reason... Okay, so the reason for the trial is, of course, to try and find out specifically what their stats are. Okay. Everyone, it looks like they've all agreed. It looks like they've all agreed, which is awesome. So we can just click accept, 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 and again, and over the 4 weeks, we will learn the stats and we will learn who we want to keep on, potentially who we want to try and sign on. There'll be appearance fees, there'll be blah, blah, blah to go with that, but we'll see their stats and we'll learn just how they are, how good they are, how they work, and if they can fit into our team and stuff like that. So, Matthews is on trial. Way off first team level, way off first team level. Exciting young prospect, nice. Okay. Might not have required level, but leading, okay, that's good. Fringe player who could improve, decent level 10, good level 10, star player. So Spinelli might be a go too, and Birmingham, look at that star player. Star player in his prime years, Connor Phelan. Unlikely to improve, but available on a free. But can we play these people on trial? In the league? I'm not sure we can, right? We'll respond to this one. Yeah, that, to be fair, it is a silly question. Like, the idea of the trial is to find out more about these players. Yeah, they are ineligible. Because, yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like, you should consider these players for this competition. I'm like, well, I can't. Right? Because they're on trial. They're not my player. They're only on trial for, a month or just under a month. But we will learn what their stats are looking like. So let's click on through. And what I'm actually going to do, guys, is because we've got a big old gap until that next game, 27 days, in fact. That seems like a lot. It's a whole month. Wow, it is basically a whole month. That's when all those trials actually end. 17th of 10th. So all the trials end. So what I could do is I could skip forward. If there's any news, I'll show you. And then I can show you the stats of those players on trial and see if any of them are going to join us. And then if they join us, then we're going to stack the first team with hopefully new players. the right stats in the right areas and try and improve the team. That's all we're looking to do because, you know, even though it's season 7 and we're still going with a lot of the same players that we've had for a long while. For example, I don't know when Ray Boo joined us, but we've had him for a while since season 1 because we're in season 7. There's season 1. So we've got a lot of players who have been around for a long time. Not all of them. There you go. There's Crosby, who joined us up in what is that, season 3, maybe? Graph. Look at the graph. Wow, interesting. So is that appearances? Yeah, that's appearances and goals. Interesting stuff, which is super, super cool. So I'm going to click forward. We're going to get going, get all those stats, and I shall be right back. Okay, so here's the first bit of news. We're on the 10th. And we've got another offer for Zico Creef to go out on loan, which is a bit of an interesting one because we loaned him out before and it didn't really do all too much to help his development. But if I am looking at bringing in players, I don't think it's the worst idea. And I do believe the loaning club I don't know if this is... Let's see if we can do a 50-50 split. Okay, awesome. So we will save a little bit of money. We will save a little bit of money if we can do that one. Okay, Martin Soden, who was one of the players we were kind of looking at before, has now been signed by another team. That's fine because we were looking at different players now. Duncan had loads of offers come in, but he said no to all of them, basically. Duncan wants to play more of his positions. Crosby wants to play in his positions. So they both want to play as a pressing forward. That's interesting. So Crosby and Sunderman both want to play. They're probably going to have to be one and then the bench and just swap them repeatedly rather than playing them together. Let's take a look at the squad and take a look at the stats. So, okay, now let's look at things from the custom strikers view. Sorted by position, go down to the strikers. There's actually, we didn't look at any of the strikers, so that is fine. Now, wingers, we definitely did look at. What do we want to organize by? We know they've got good pace because that's kind of what we looked at in the first place. What about agility? Spinelli's got nice agility. What about dribbling? Spinelli's up there again. That's pretty dang good. Finishing, however, it looks like Glenn Matthews is a little bit higher, but they don't have the best. We don't have a lot of players with good finishing anyway. So what we tend to worry about is more about the composure. Because if you've got good finishing, yeah, you might take a good shot. But if you don't have the composure in those one-on-one situations, you never know. The ball's probably not going to go in. It looks like Spinelli, and I mean, they've all got pace because we were only looking at pacey players, really. It looks like Spinelli is up there. One of the best. Dribbling's pretty good. First touch is not bad. It's at 6. It's not bad, but it's not great. What else we've got? Crossing. Wilder. Spinelli's not even on the board for crossing, so be more of a dribbling kind of player. In that dribbling, yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to have a look at Spinelli. I think we're going to approach to sign. He wants to be a star player. He probably will be, especially while Harry Crane is out. I think I'm going to go down to important, though. And he's happy with that, which is probably a good little thing because it means that we won't have as much a worry with him kind of getting mad. Basically getting mad that he's not being played on the regular. We'll lower that appearance fee to 30. Okay, we'll go to 45. 55. Let's offer 50. And 50 is accepted. Okay, so that would actually be one of the more expensive when it comes to it. So Spinelli's the first offer we're going to give out. Look back at pace and agility. Kelly's up there. Hosier. Tucky's up there, but that's a DM, so we're not really worried about that. Dribbling, Spinelli still up top. Balance, Spinelli, Matthews, Kelly, Papakostas is there. Agility, Matthews, Kelly again. What about passing? Tucky's up there as well. Well, that's a different question, is it? Matthews looks like he might be a good signing, though. Got good stats as well. So I'm going to go for Matthews as well. And future prospect expects to be loaned out. That's an interesting one. I think you're probably going to get more game time than you think, buddy. Yeah, there we go. I think he's kind of put himself a bit under with my expectations being a little bit higher. He wants 20, let's offer 15. He still wants 20. Okay, well then we'll lower that assist bonus. And there we go. Okay. Okay, that's 2 offers made. Now let's go down from wingers to central midfielders. We're going to look at strength, tackling, and probably passing. So Alex Tucky is a strong player. Best passer we've got as well at the minute. Pretty high on the decisions. No, a little bit lower down on the decisions. What about natural fitness? How are you looking at that? Alex Tucky's natural fitness is not nearly as high as some of these players with very green natural fitness numbers, but Tucky's got really good tackling as well. So we've got, I think we've got a good little interesting player here. Emergency backup again. I think you're a little bit more important than that. Fringe player is probably still a little bit low. Clean sheet bonus up there, down to 15. Let's see if that works. Okay, then we'll just do the same again. 20 and 2, and that is accepted. Awesome. Okay, that's 2 offers made now. We'll go back to wing backs, full backs, should I say. And what are we looking at? First things first, probably look at positioning. Tucky is already up there at the top. The first wing backs are Birmingham and Phelan. Strength, no one's really there. Jumping, no one's really there. It's more the centre backs and the goalies. Tackling, Birmingham again. So left back, Phelan, right back. Okay. Crossing, Birmingham's up there, and Wilder as well. And then pace-wise, first wing back is Birmingham as well. Okay, so we're definitely going to offer Birmingham a contract. Well, not a contract, but, you know, wants to be a star. We'll make that important because I don't really want to be giving out star thinking 60 and 10, 80, okay, 70 and 10, and they is accepted. Okay, so Birmingham is a little bit more of a quality player by the judge of that contract, but his stats do back him up quite well. You know, he's quite pacey. They're all quite good at tackling. Hopefully, we'll be able to grab a few of these players before the next game, which isn't very long away now. I think it's only a week away or so. And 7 days. There you go. So we've got 7 days before that Kensington game. I'm going to jump away again, and we'll see if any of these are accepted. Offers made. Wow, look at that. We've made an offer, and offers made for Spinelli as well. We can't guarantee that we're even going to grab any of these players, but you know, we're making offers, and if we can get some of them, it wouldn't be the worst thing. Okay, we can look at this as well, because this is a lot of the recommendations. Oliver Long, another centre mid with good determination, maybe decent passing. Do the same thing. Offer that 4-week trial and see if Oliver Long is willing to go on trial, willing to, you know, take a bit of time with us and see if he's able to get in the first team. The players that aren't able to get in the first team, you never know. Maybe we should sign them anyway because money is less of an issue now, but we still are in a little bit of debt, to be fair. Yep, the trial was accepted. We look at the finances. We are in a lot of debt, but we are spending less. We're mostly spending money on repayments, but we don't get. Thing is, we won't actually get any money because all of our players are actually, well, you know, they're on contract. There's only a few that are actually on contract, so we'd actually have to sell these players to get any form of transfer fee from them. And I don't really want to sell Ryan Crosby because he's doing a bit of work for us, and apparently is worth 0 anyway. So okay, yeah, I'll jump away, and then hopefully we might even grab a few of these players for for the team. We're going to, yeah, I mean, going on trial again. Righto. So there's more offers coming in for other players that we're trying to sign, blah, blah, blah. And let's give Dwayne Bennett a nice, you've trained well, awesome. And El Corredo to maybe buck his ideas up a little bit. Have a little bit, there we go. A little bit of a chat. Alex Tucky is willing to sign. Well, it's a non-contract, of course. It's not an actual contract, but that means Alex Tucky is no longer wherever he is. There he is. Well, it still says it's on trial until I click continue. But that potentially means that Tucky could slot in and we'll give him a run out against Kensington. You know, I'm not really one to... Why? I am a patient person for the most part. But in a game like this, or, you know, when it comes down to sport, I'm like, yeah, give it a go. I'm not really one to be scared of trying something new. And that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to throw Tucky in and see how he performs. You know, that's the idea. We've signed him. Very pleased with that signing. Ask God Okoye to welcome him. I'd be happy to do that. Hopefully I can help him. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we have made that sign-in. We look at the squad now. Is he now... There he is, just fully one of the squad, getting £20 per match, which is actually about the same as everyone else. People are getting the most out of Okoye and Sweeney. Getting a nice clean sheet bonus if he manages to help keep a clean sheet, which is awesome. And yeah, we'll continue on. Only 3 days and still waiting on a couple more players to answer, to give us their responses. Right, so we're at the Kensington game. I haven't actually had any more answers yet. Oh, there we go. There's one, and there's actually all the answers I was looking for. They've decided to move to other teams. Right, so that means we're no close to actually filling out the squad in terms of our wingers. So we're going to have a look at some other players. Birmingham obviously has gone elsewhere. So is Spinelli, Lewis, and Kelly, Papakostas, and Matthews. Matthews actually did look like a good one. We have offered Matthews a contract, but we haven't had anything come back yet. But Lenny Cheadle, goalkeeping coach, just basically says offer everyone a contract and see what they say, or offer everyone in. Wilder's 5-star. So you know what? We're just going to do that. I don't think you need to go in as a star player. Again, same reasons. They got 210. Okay, that is just not going to happen. We're going to offer about 150. And that's not going to happen. I mean, 180 is accepted, and we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. Of course, I don't have to confirm the deal at all. Again, won't be like a star player every time. I'm not offering that out. Get rid of that. Offer 100. Okay, I'm just going to offer the same again because you're starting to annoy me a little bit. 110, and there we go. Okay, now on a feeling as well. Right back position, 5-star again, like a star player, supposedly. Again, we're going to offer to sign because you never know if we could potentially sign a couple of these guys that are just going to strengthen the squad, even if not so much kind of always be starting. Go. I don't think it's the worst idea. We should probably look at... I mean, I don't mind looking at Kelly dribbling like... Get 4. Yeah, see, that's not the best. The squad, because everyone's off trial now. So go back to the winger view. Back to the dribbling. Costas, yeah, you know what? Let's go for it. There's no reason not to, really. Future prospecting, that's fine. We'll go with that. Up the assist bonus down to 15. Suggest and accepted, nice. And we'll hit continue because we're at the game. We're actually at the game, so we can put in Tucky, which is cool. But the other players, of course, we haven't yet to. A little bit annoying. Other teams have made those signings instead, but that is what it is because they're actually getting paid a wage, which shows that if we have been able to grab those players, it would have been a bit of a steal anyway. So let's throw in Tucky, who likes to play as just a regular defensive midfielder, personalized defensive midfielder. On defend, yeah, prefers defending as well. In fact, let's put Buldeo in instead of Zico Creeth, because Zico Creeth is actually, well, potentially going out on loan, so that might be a good idea for that. Harry Sweeney comes back in, and right back. That's actually, this is exactly why I've got a couple of players that I'm offering contracts to, because we just do not have the depth. So Duncan's going to have to stay. Yeah, I think so. I think Duncan, yeah, Duncan's the player that's gonna go in. I think we make a promise to Duncan. I think we did. Agreed playing time, regular starter, but he's not worried about that. Makes more playing time in his preferred position and role. Okay, well then if we just look at that, what is that? That's fullback at the right. If we look at that, he's playing as a wing back. That's why then. So he wants fullback. Well, that's fine. Okay, I mean I'm not so worried about that. Sweeney and Duncan can play those specific roles because we are playing a 4 at the back. It's 4-1-3-1-1 kind of. Crosby and Sunderman both want to play though, so I'm actually going to drop Crosby in, and then Sunderman probably comes on for Crosby. That means Ray Boo can drop out, and we can probably add Harry Crane back into the side, which would be very nice. Look at that. That's awesome. Now, the only weak link I'm really seeing, probably Nethercott on the left, and Meek in the middle. Do we play Odakoya in there? It would be very nice if Odakoya could train via cam, but then it's trying to fit. You're trying to fit square pegs into round holes if you're constantly worrying about that stuff. So let's go with Meek or McNally. I think we'll go with Meek just for a little bit more of the versatility. That's the team we're going to go with. They're not really sharp. They're not really, well, they're probably still fit. That's fine, but they're not really sharp because our training schedules have all gone kaplunk because we're not professional anymore. We're not a full professional club who trains every day or every other day, depending on how it goes. So they're on, wow, look at that, 2 draws, then a loss, and they've bounced back for 2 wins in a row for the Kensington Rising Ballers. And we're actually on the other side of that. We lost our last game, but let's see. We're in the white today, whereas Kensington, it looks like they're in the kind of green and white of their own. I can't actually tell if that is a green. Actually, it looks like it is, yeah. Right, Larson at the back goes over the top to Crosby, but it's nowhere near him. Now we're on the defensive side of things. McLean goes back to Moore, who's going to look out left. Plays a pass, but that didn't really go that fast. A little bit more pressure would have been nice. Johnson on the ball into Sanders, who goes all the way back. Again, this is one long highlight if Rising Ballers are going to get the ball forward here. They do indeed. It goes over to McLean, who's going to shoot it and get stopped, and Duncan blocks it out as well. Brain gets it clear. Nice. Okay, so at the minute, you can see we're dominating possession. It's only 8 minutes in. Now we have a chance of our own. Oh, that goes up, but we can't quite get there. Meek's going to get there. Going to look for a pass inside. Finds Buldeo. Back to Meek. No, goes back to Crane, who then charges forward a bit and then goes back again. We really like going back at the minute. And then playing a bit of a meaningless one over the top, which I'm not a fan of there. The direction that we've got there. Let's try and play. I do like to play down the wings. I don't mind that. Well, this is an interesting one. In transition, we want to. I'm going to say run at defense a bit more. Say run at defense, and tempo is more about a passing mentality rather than passing directness. Shorter passes, direct, slightly more direct, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm just going to put it on standard. I want less kind of passes going over the top like that. Especially in the situation we were just in, where we had players forward. There were definitely passing options. We decided we're going to send it long, almost for no reason. I'm not a fan of that so much. I want to kind of try and hold on to the ball just a little bit more. I've got a little bit of kind of contrasting instructions in there by having the like exactly like this. Bordeaux's going, falls to Nethercott, who puts it in. And what was I chatting about Nethercott being a weak link? Because he's just put that in off the crossbar, off the joint almost. And that's a cracking goal. But I do want to continue with that. I do want us to be maybe playing a little bit less whip it over the top. On a counter, maybe that's the answer on a counter. Goalkeeper, when possession has been won, hit the counter and everyone moves forward. When possession has been lost, that's from the goalie. That's different. But in possession, go really wide with it. And still take the shoot in the shots on target. Yeah, take the shots on. That's kind of, I think that's what we're going to go after. Maybe these little tweaks are going to hopefully allow us to settle into a tactic over the course of 90 minutes that really does, I don't know, I don't want to dominate games, or I mean, I would love to, but it's not really realistic to expect that you can dominate every single game you play unless you've got, I don't know, Man City level players, you know? But good possession levels, good shot numbers, that's kind of more what I'm after. And for example, in this half alone, oh, that's off the post from Norman Bordeaux. Comes out to Nethercott, reclaim it and go again because you've still got a minute of half until half time. That's the end of the half. Okay, there we go. That's actually been a pretty good half. We've got good possession, good shots, same on target, even a bit of a lower XG, but more corners. Look at that. They've committed way more fouls as well. So I think we're looking pretty good. I actually wonder if we could go a little bit more controlling in this game. Is there an option to do that? How would we go about doing that? Maybe it would be moving them players forward, potentially. Maybe swapping the midfield a bit like that. So we are going back into that kind of arrowhead that I talk about. That's what we'll go with. And also, let's make that change then. Sunderman will come in. And potentially Odukoya could come in for Nethercott, the goal scorer. That wouldn't be the worst idea either. Okay, let's do that. 2 changes just after half time. What's the idea behind those changes? A little bit more attacking quality. I like a lot of our players. Bordeaux shoots and that's just gone over, but good shot. I like that. Take the shot. If you're in the box, you're on the edge of the box, take the shot. Absolutely. Because you never know. It could go in, could be 2-0 up. We could be singing. So, but yeah, a little bit more quality and a little bit more control higher up the pitch, meaning hopefully more chances. And that is, so far, still pretty even on the chances, but it is showing us that we are able to do that. And Sunderman takes a long shot off the joint, and that one goes out rather than in. That's a tough one. But I like it. I like the fact that we are generating shots and chances, and we're 1-0 up, and we're looking good in this game. We are looking good. And hopefully, we'll take a look at Tucky's rating, currently at a 7. But if it stays like that, Larson jumps, and that's a goal. Sweeney to Larson. The defender's getting in on the act. Makes it 2-0. It'd be very nice if we keep a clean sheet. Of course, if we do keep a clean sheet, I've got to pay out some more money. But that's okay. We don't worry about that. We worry about getting the 3 points and keeping the... Oh, no! What has happened? Groin injury. That's not good. Okay. Well... What do we do here? What do we do here? I would love to bring Nethercott back on. Can't do that. Okay, Lawford comes on. Brain. Sunderman moves down there. Lawford actually can play on the right. So I don't actually need to make much of a change there. That's actually perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Your personalised pressing forward is actually what I want for you. There we go. Lawford, when you're out on the right, what do you like to play as? You like to play as a winger or an inverted winger or an inside forward? In fact, I'm going to select inside forward because hopefully that means cut inside with the ball, take more risk, cross the legs, get further forward. I'm going to add shoot more often onto that as well. Crane, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add shoot more often. When you're playing, you like to, yeah, I mean, you like all of them. Look at that. He's a quality player, Harry Crane. So we're going to confirm those changes. It's really unfortunate there. It's really unfortunate that Odukoya is out injured. He's had some time out. Look at that. He's been with us for a while as well. He's had 2 days, 9 days, 3 days, 8 days, 1 day, 2 months on a back stress fracture. 2 days, 3 days, 4 weeks. That's a month, a twisted ankle, and then an Achilles tendon for 5 months. He's had a bad run, basically getting injured every season, but a major injury in 2026, and then a major injury in 2027, a major injury in 2028, potentially, but hopefully not, major injury in 2029 as well, which would be real rough. Okay, can we defend this from Barrett? Do your best, lads. Come on. Takes the shot, and it's gone in. There's not really much you can do about that. We can't really defend direct free kick from going in. If it's hit well, it's going in. You know, that's it. Possession-wise, still looking good. Shots-wise, still looking good. But we are still conceding a couple of shots I'm not the biggest fan of. Only 5 minutes and a bit to go. Plain injured, nods it over the bar. We'll take that. That's fine. Injured McLean is still out there doing his best. Let's sit back into that cautious just for the last couple of minutes. 1 minute to go. Can we take a 2-1? Yes, we can. 2-1. Really, really good stuff. We take an injury, but 2 goals and a lovely, look at that, lovely amount of possession. 59% on the possession. A little bit less on the XG, but doesn't bother me. We get the win. We get the win. So many corners. Look at that. And they were committing way more fouls, which means that in general, in most sports, the team that is giving away fouls, giving away penalties, giving away, you know, some kind of foul that is going to be a penalized, usually the team doing that is the team that's losing, because the other team is taking the game away from them. You know, the game is going away from them. They're playing too slow. They can't react. And with that lovely win, we actually go to 13 points. Rising Ballers have dropped to 6th. We've got a game in hand above, though, so you know, the All-Stars are up there. And we lost 1 game, did we? Who was it against? It was against Manford Way that we lost, who were down there in 13th, so we're not really worried about that. But we have yet to play the All-Stars, so when do we do that? When do we play the All-Stars? It will be... Oh, damn, okay. Quite a way away. That's a lot of games in December. 2 games in November. Followed by what is that? 7 games in December. What is going on with the scheduling in the leagues? 5 to 10 months. We're going to get treated by the physio. That's the season. That's Odukoya done. Right. The only positive from that, and it's not really much of a positive, that we won't be paying the lad because the appearance fee is now not going to be in place. Which is not great. It's not really what I should be thinking about, but it's instantly where my head went. Hockey, how did you perform in that first game? What was your gradual development, training, tactics, progress? You are improving. That's pretty good. Go to 1 sec. I know how I can see that. I just need to click on this. Oh, I didn't even need to click on that actually. Continue, go back. We can just go back to schedule. Bro, we can see just down here actually. You might not be able to see. Oh no, you can just. 6.9. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good. It would have been probably a little bit better had we not conceded that free kick, you know, but that's neither here nor there. Real life a goal, yeah, well, yeah, Odukoya is out. Yeah, I'm going to have to say it is serious. Yeah, that's true. We do have to kind of work out how we're going to how we're going to respond. But yeah, players get opportunities, I suppose. Okay, leave press conference. Okay, so the loan move is going to go. Make parting comment. Yeah, we'll do that. Awesome. He's happy. Yeah, great. So Zico Creeth goes out. Zico Creeth goes out on another loan. And Player of the Week was Taylor Dyson with 4 key passes, 3 of them of which were assists to lead to all of the All-Star goals. Dang. Taylor Dyson, centre mid. On a 2K, well, yeah, that'll be why. It looks like the All-Stars are professional and we are competing with them. Okay, so another 2 weeks before the London Cranes game, which means that we're going to have, well, we don't really have much training, but it just means there's more to do. Duncan is choosing to stay. That's very nice. Okay, well, we'll come back for that game because there's going to be 2 games today. That next game will be against London Cranes. There it is on a Wednesday. So yeah, I'll be back. But there we go. A little bit of good news. A little bit of good news. Glenn Matthews is with us. Awesome. We'll accept that one. And again, probably the same situation. We'll give him a run out. We'll give him a run out and see how he does. Why would we wait? Go out there, have a game, try and make an impact, and do your best while you're at it. Yeah. And a little bit more news. Sakis Papakostas has also decided, you know what, London Greens is the place for me. We're going to accept that one as well. Matthews is in. I've asked Sweeney to have a chat with him. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with the fact that as a semi-pro club, we can make these kind of signings. Well, you know, it's not really a signing. It's just bringing a player in and seeing if they improve the squad. And you don't really put a lot of money on the line. You don't put a contract on the line so much, which is probably a little bit of a, well, if we'd have been able to do that in the seasons gone by, we wouldn't be in the debt we're in. I'm genuinely not taking any blame for that because there is nothing I could do about it, because to sign a player up as a professional club, it was making us give them this amount of money and this is a year minimum and blah, blah, and you know what I mean. So now that we're at the position where we've gone back down to semi-pro, which I'm very much a fan of, we can get a player in, offer them the appearance fee, whatever, and if they do well for us, brilliant. The only downside is that, yeah, fine, players go back the other way and we might lose some players. If that happens, that happens. You got to go find someone else. And I think that's really, really fun. And this season is going to be a bit of an interesting one because of that. Because we're going to be able to rotate a little bit more, maybe bring some more players in, and you never know, just play differently. Like at that last game, we were a little bit more control on the possession. We've signed some new players. A DM in particular to try and hold a bit more possession going up the pitch. I think it worked well. We got the win. So yeah, why not? Okay, so the last player that was on our kind of looking at list, our trial list, which does, I mean, we've still got a bit of time on Oliver Long's kind of trial, but we've got the stats here now, and you can mostly see that a lot of the stats are mental as well. Got good pace, agility, acceleration, so he's going to be able to like absolutely run around a lot in the middle. Player traits argues with officials. That's not great. That is not great. I don't know how many players we've got with that kind of trait. Dives into tackles. Well, we've got a kind of directive to not do that. So moves ball to left foot before dribble attempt. Dean Hanna, interesting. Stays back at all times. Alex Jones. Yep, that's not a bad trait for our centre-back. Oliver Long, there we go, argues with officials. Runs with ball rarely, so Mohamed is not a dribbler, just going to take shots. That's not the worst thing. Finn Powell attempts and tries first-time shots. I don't mind that either. Jack Smith, nothing. And likes to round keeper. Ray Boo likes to round keeper is an interesting one. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen, but yeah, it is what it is. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to try and make the signing, go for a regular starter, then look at the contract. 220, wow. Get rid of that. And just lower that to maybe 160, 70. 180, 180. If you don't move, I won't move, and that is 180 has been looked at. Okay, now 7 days, not very long. Let's get to that London Cranes game, 3rd versus 4th, and hopefully take another win. Wow. So, a little bit of news before that Cranes game. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to get to the game, and I keep interrupting myself. Salas Isaac is gone. So I had 2 or 3 clubs come in saying we want to have a look at Salas Isaac. He's now gone. Look at that. So he's been contracted 0 per month. I mean, I don't really get why he would leave just like that. 65 appearances he made for us. And if I click approach to sign, well, he's not long joined his new club. Which is a bit of an odd one, no? It's a bit of an odd one for you to just kind of dip out like that. But that's what he's decided to do. Means that we're missing a centre-back now, and we're going to have to fill the role. I think it's going to be... probably going to be Alex Jones. Alex Jones has to take it. Because I love Jason John on the bench as a bit of a versatile bench warmer, kind of able to swap around multiple positions and stuff like that. In fact, in there, and then Dean Hanna on the bench as well, because Dean Hanna can actually play both wing-back positions. So that's that. That's just a little bit of, I don't know, moves in the market, you know? Trials here, trials there. We make a couple of signings and then we lose a player. But like I say, that's it's kind of the nature of the semi-pro game at this point, you know? That's kind of how it's just going to be. And finally, we're at the London Cranes game. Oliver Long said, "I'm going somewhere else. I'd rather play somewhere else." So that's out of our hands. That's been decided for us. And looking at the squad again, we've got Joe Jones on the left, a little swap in for Nethercott, which was actually suggested by the that's what I'm going to do. You know what? Let's start with a bit of aggression. Why not? Let's start with a bit of positivity and go on the attack. It makes no sense to kind of hold out on bringing Matthews into the side. I think we should just go for it, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for it. We're going to try and get another win, get another 3 points, and keep trying to chase All-Stars, because the only way we get promotion is also winning the league. That's the only way. There's only one spot to go up. So that's what we've got to do. If we're gonna win, if we're gonna get promotion at some point, we're gonna have to win this division. That is not the way to start things off. Letting Wilkins get through, and Payne makes a good save and keeps us level, keeps us 0-0 after only 1 minute. That's not great from the defenders. You've got to be a little bit more on it than that, to be honest. And hopefully Payne will get that when he does. He clears it out. Matthews closing down the attackers. Ball goes almost out. Duncan blocks it, and that's actually, there was an offside. Okay, I thought Duncan had handled the ball. He hadn't. We get away with it. We continue on at 0-0, and look, the possession is still kind of in our favour right now. Still looking about 60, which does show potentially that this tactic is the right one for us in terms of keeping possession at a decent number. We've gone to the same instructions that we had in that last game. A little bit slower tempo, not on the direction, not direct with the passing as much. Even though that can work, and I do think that will work. We've kind of got a few more players that are a little bit better than that now, especially Tucky in at DM, and maybe Buldeo in just ahead of him. If we are able to sign another midfielder that is a really, really good passer, then the likelihood of us losing the ball in the midfield is a little bit less. Exactly like that. You want to be good on the ball, making some good passes and good decisions. Buldeo's just let us down a little bit there. And as said, actually going to check his stats. Passing's at 8. It's not that bad. First touch isn't bad. His dribbling's less good though. Squad going to the central midfielders. We're going to look at passing. Matthews, Crane, blah blah blah. Norman Buldeo's up there as one of the highest. Then when you look at dribbling, Nico Creeth is better. Jeremiah Meek is better. Norman Buldeo is all the way down there. So yeah, dribbling's not quite as good. So that may be another option, maybe another position that we do need to have a proper look at. Which obviously we were kind of doing with Oliver Long. It would be very nice if we were able to make that signing, but he's gone somewhere else, and that's fine. We're going to have to deal with that. We've got to maybe go find a different player to slot in and increase the likelihood of us winning games, and just slowly just improving the team. You know, that's all we're really after. There we go. There is Glenn Matthews. He's got the number 10 shirt. I think he does. Sunderman into Crosby. It's blocked, and we reclaim it. Looking at that, Tucky does get it. That probably... Look at that. That actually has put our XG above the Crane. So that was a really, really good chance that we were unable to take. And Crane gets back. What? There was a handball? I was literally saying about a handball 2 minutes ago. We give away a stupid handball, and Hart and Payne makes the save. What a save. My word, he's jumped all the way to his left. He's reaching out and he gets the save done. Keeps us at 1-0 down, which is pretty dang useful right here. And from behind, is that another corner? It looks like it is. Thinking maybe a little bit like this right now. What I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. Ball is in. It's gone over from bar. That's fine. Seeing if just maybe that is going to allow us to control that possession stat a little bit more. 55%, 52%. It's dead even now, it would seem. But a little bit more control would generate more chances if we can pass it through a little bit better. Sunderman into Crosby. Buldeo again, buddy. Okay. Buldeo, seriously, buddy. That's not good enough. Not good enough. Hart is through. It takes the long shot and it goes wide. Buldeo, I'm going to give you one more chance, buddy. You cannot be giving the ball away like that. You cannot. That is not going to do us any favours. Crosby into Buldeo. Passes it backwards. A little bit safer that time. Sunderman into Tucky. Forward to Crosby. Into Buldeo or into Sunderman. Across to Buldeo. You've got to be making that run, Matthews. Buldeo goes on his own. Finds Matthews. And that's not a penalty. It looked like the defender got the ball and then Matthews has gone over. I'm not sure that's a penalty. Who's going to take it? It looks like maybe... Oh no, Tucky's going to take it. The new lad. Only in his second game. And how has both teams missed a penalty? 2 good saves. 2 penalties in the same game. Both saved. That's kind of wild. And look at that. The ball's gone forward. But we do claim it back. Okay, let's... Not really finding much luck out here. Trying to actually get the ball forward and into the attacking third. I want a better display. Let's look at the tactics. Make a change. Okay. Rebu comes in. We're going to go 2 up top. In fact, that's incorrect. We're going to swap that out. Where's Jason John? Did I lose Jason John? 1 second. Jason John is on the bench? Am I confused? Where's... what? There must have been an individual change that I made that I don't remember making. But Jason John was meant to be here. Either way. None of these guys can move forward. Sweeney and Duncan can. Do this. Then this. Maybe. Is that going to work? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying something different because we're losing. And trying to keep a bit more control of this game because we want to get 1-1, but then from there we obviously want to go and win. So let's go a little bit positive. Passing it through is more likely if we've got more players playing centrally. That's all I'm thinking. Duncan into Sunderman, and we do have players playing centrally. So Sunderman goes forward, finds Crosby, finds Lawford, finds Burdeo, back across, over the top to Crosby. I don't mind that, and Crosby, oh, was there a chance to bring it down? I think there was. I think there was a chance to bring it down. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, not a great ball in, and it looks like Hart's actually going to chase that down. No one's going to chase that from our team. Going to let the Cranes get the ball and then go back into Duffy, and that's the end of the highlight. Okay, so still up 1-0. Again, the possession stat is looking good. It is looking better. We're getting more possession, which shows that we're controlling the game a little bit more. The 59. Okay, come on. Attacking we go. We've only made 2 subs, so there is the option to bring on another striker at some point. And in fact, it's probably a good idea to do something like that now. On for Sunderman. Up you go, and then a little bit of a kind of swap around here. Okay. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work, but we've got 15 minutes to find a goal. We've already missed a penalty, don't forget. Lawford, find that pass. Sweeney, inside, there's numbers. Larson, long shot. Oh, my word. Oh, Larson finds another goal. Did he score? I think he scored last game. And he was assisted by Sweeney last game as well. So that combination has come good again. And found us a goal to make it 1-1. But we're not going to take a foot off the gas. We're going to keep going. And Larson goes close again. Wowzer. I'm not going to take the foot off the gas. I want to get a win. And if winning this game or going for the win accidentally sees us lose, I will take that on the chin. But if we could get another goal, take 3 points in the last 10 minutes or so, would be worth it. Jones inside to Tucky. Tucky, long shot just over. Okay, now I think potentially with this kind of idea, we've got to work the ball into the box. Do we? I don't know. The more long shots you take, the more... I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Work the ball into the box. We'll take a place. I'm sorry. We'll take effect at the next break in play. Oh, that's not great from Larson. A weak pass. Steps in. Is that foul? It's not a foul. Well done. We'll take the ball back. Corrado. Back we go. Payne on the ball. Swapping quite effectively so far to a different formation and throwing something else at the Cranes and seeing if they can deal with it. Ray Boo into the gap. Crosby's there. Crosby goes past the defender and then again takes the long shot that I didn't really want you to take in this situation in particular. You know, 0-0, 30 minutes in, take the long shot. You never know. Buy a ticket. At 1-1, when we're really looking for a goal, I don't think I want you to get the ball in the box. I want you to get the ball into a slightly more dangerous position. And you might go 2-1 up. And that's exactly what the Cranes have done. And, well, we've got to try and reply again and make it 2-1. Okay, Moke on the ball. And they've gone back again to the goalie. They're wasting a bit of time. Jones on the ball this time. Forward to Seren Kumar. Loses out. Bad pass inside. And Corrado, what is... a surefire way to annoy me. To you know, for lack of a better word, to tee me off. Forward we go. There we go. That's better. There's got to be passes inside. There are. Corrado, is that an offside? Yep, that's an offside. That was Lawford offside, but we put the ball in the back of the net. Maybe there's one more chance coming our way. Hart has the ball. Make a tackle. Lovely. Larson. Interception. Forward we go. Burdeo on the ball. Into Crosby. Crosby to Burdeo. Ray Boo is there. Ray Boo shoots it low and wide. Is there one more chance? There is not. To be fair to the Cranes, they had a better XG, but they didn't have better possession, and we definitely should have... Well, if we had had Jason John, we would have had a bit less trouble with making those swaps out there. Unfortunately, we take the loss. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. It's a long one because of the trials and the transfers and blah, 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 blah. But thank you for watching. Nonetheless, we are down in 5th because of that loss. Not where we want to be. But you know what it is? It is what it is. And that'll be it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I shall catch you next time.